Welcome back to another episode of Ted's Library. That's right, this is the series of videos where I, Ted, talk about my library. Wow, whoa, man. Hey, calm down up there. Most of these books I found at Goodwill, just searching through the stacks. All the weird used books for like $1.50 or $2.50. Anyway, cheap books. These are books that I want to read and I'm interested in. Today's episode is more sci-fi books. Yeah, that's right. I love a good science fiction. So get ready for some interesting tales. The first book today is Legacy by Greg Bear. That's right. The prequel to Eon. Don't know anything about Eon. Haven't read it, but I love a good Greg Bear. And quick. Oh no, look. It looks like there's another book. It's sneaking in there. It's another Greg Bear book. Oh no. It's Moving Mars. Yeah, that's right. We've got two Greg Bear books. Fascinated by both. Moving Mars, not to be confused with Kim Stanley Robinson's Red Mars. Don't know what it's about. Probably about Mars being moved. No idea otherwise, though. At this point, the only Greg Bear books that I don't have are the Halo novels he wrote, which I might read at some point. Love a good fantasy something, and I recognize Greg Bear's name, and so I'm like, hey, it's $2? Would I pick that up? Greg Bear, Moving Mars, and Legacy. On to the next book. There comes a time when you look at a book and you see the cover and you just say, wow, I'm going to buy that book because of how cool the cover is. And then I looked up the author of this book and, they were like the president of the fiction something. I don't know. But this book is Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Charles Sheffield. Look at that cover art. Oh my gosh. It's about a man whose wife has a disease and he invents a thing that freezes her into the future, and he freezes himself too, and then he goes into the future and he's like, "Hey, can you cure my wife yet?" And they're like, "No." He's like, "All right, I'll see you in a million years." That's what the back of the book is. So, gotta be some sort of wormhole or time travel, something about it. I don't know. Charles Sheffield, let me know if there's any other books by Charles Sheffield that I should look into, because this is an interesting idea. I always love finding new authors that I'm not necessarily hearing their name in every video that I watch. So, let me know if there's any other obscure authors that are maybe on the same level as Charles Sheffield. But other than that, on to the next book. This next book is kind of science fiction. It's not really. I had this book and it kind of fit into it. So this book is Fermat's Enigma by Simon Singh. I read one book by Simon Singh, and I've heard this is a great one. I read Code Book because I went to school for computer science. Not because of that, but it was just fascinating because I had some extra knowledge. And wow, that guy he knows science goodly. On to the next book. The next book is another example of seeing the cover and being so drawn in that you had to buy this book. I already kind of knew about this book, but the cover art for this specific version is what drew me to buy it. So it is The Diamond Age by Neil Stephenson, or A Young Lady's Illustrated Primer. This is about a book in the future that a girl has that her dad made for her. Guys, these details, this is off the dome. These details are shoddy at best. It's about a book that a lady does, and it has science. She's learning. I can't remember. The Diamond Age is about a young lady who has a book that has all of the world's knowledge in it, or like an AI or something. I'm not 100% sure on this. I read the back of the book 3 months ago, so this is all from that. But I have a few other books by Neil Stephenson, and I'm interested to see if his style is for me. I'm not 100% sure, but looking forward to it. So, on to the final book. All right, and before we get into the final book, I just want to ask, please like and subscribe. If you have any comments about any of these series that I'm talking about, any books, any library suggestions, if you want to donate to the library, you can leave a comment below. But without further ado, we're going to get into the last book, which is Otherland, Volume 2, River of Blue Fire. I'm not going to lie, I had to read the side of this because the names of these books are kind of confusing. But look at that, Reflectivy. That's a cool edition. Wow. I know this is Volume 2. I have not read the first one, but I do have it in my Kindle account. So I will read that before I get to this. But man, this was like $2. And it's such a cool, shiny, it's like a holographic book. And it's shiny and stuff. The thing with Tad Williams books is that he knows that he writes a lot. And he even is like, yeah, I could probably make these shorter, but I don't want to. So this is a 4-book series, and I feel like to get the full effect of it, I would need to read all 4 of them, and that's kind of what I plan to do. Maybe I'll do 2 at a time, but it's hard to tell. But so thank you for watching. If you have any other suggestions, leave them down below. But other than that, I'll see you on the next Ted's Library. Math!